the closet. Hey, sorry.
Come on.
Dudes, what's going on? Hexy, WARdROBE here. We're going to break some shrink wrap up, open some plastic bags, and kick some cardboard and some paper around. Let y'all see what we got. So everybody's been waiting for On to Richmond 2 to show up. Oh, let me turn my comments on.
I'm still waiting.
And yes, Toddley's still waiting. However, he'll get his eventually too, and then he and I are going to get after it. So, which will give me time to clip every corner and file down any rough edges that I don't like on the counters, which I'm sure they're not going to have. Now, unusual for me, I have not even taken the plastic off this box. All I've done is cut it so that I'm ready to go. But we need to cover a couple other things real quick. So I rolled back in here to the house today, knowing my box was here, and I walked into my apartment complex, and there's 2 boxes.
What? On to Richmond is 2 shipping boxes?
Well, it says On to Richmond 2, so that's what true. I assumed.
2 boxes. But seriously,
my buddy up in Michigan, Rich Champion, sent me a couple surprise games. I'll show you one of them. The one I'm not going to show because I need to get it organized is he sent me La Bataille, Quatre Bras, and everything except for like the counters you need for La Bataille Waterloo or whatever it's called, Mont Saint Jean. But he also sent me this, which I will flip the camera over. I'm not going to go do a deep dive on this. I'm just going to let you see it. So he sent me this version, the bicentenary edition of Waterloo 1815, the Hexy and Fallen Eagle system. It's almost as if he heard that I said, God, that looks good. And he sent this thing off me. So, Rich, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You got to love surprise gifts. Tom likes to do that stuff to me, too. I never know what's going to show up. So, but, yeah, these will find their way, too. Devin, how you doing? And I was going to send you a message, Devin. I want in on any test plays y'all need done. I don't care what it is. If it's zombies eating tomatoes in a cow pasture area movement, I'm down. Rich, thank you, buddy. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Todd's got a game from OSG because we were having a little chat the other night about GCACW, and I just happened to say, well, you know what? The Library of Napoleonic Battles is similar. So Mr. Reed went out and ordered one, and we're going to let him pop the box on that thing and a couple items he's got sitting there first.
All right, so sorry, I like you, I was surprised, and I had ordered this, so I wasn't surprised, but it just took a little while because it came from a used bookstore. But I got It Never Snows in September. It's a really cool. It's from the German perspective, and I've just skimmed through it, and the reason I got it is because it's got a lot of pictures. So I'm like you, Jeff. I like lots of pictures in my books, but they're really cool. I should probably do like a proper eval of this book, but. Lots of cool pictures I've never seen before because they're from the German perspective, and lots of cool maps. And I just was there, so it kind of would have been cool to have this book there. But I mean, really, really cool stuff here. Never Snows, used book. It's kind of showing a little bit of wear and tear, but I'm just pretty excited about that. So I got 2 things as well today. So
that's Kershaw too, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. So I was expecting a bag. So there's a few unboxing of this. I don't know, maybe Meandering even has one. And by the way, we're doing something different today that StreamYard is now doing. We're streaming on Hexy's channel primarily, but it's also should be on my channel. I guess I should have gone and checked that out. And I think actually Meandering Mike might be on my channel watching this. So that's pretty cool. So, man, we're spreading our empire. So anyways, I was expecting a bag, but I ordered some stuff. So so as Jeff just said, he talked about OSG. I was kind of looking around for Napoleonic game, but I'm like, and I think about that lock and load one and even like Commands and Colors, because that's probably like that's as deep as I want to get. And like he said, he mentioned that this one is similar to GCACW, and which I like, and I'm waiting for On to Richmond as well. So I said, okay. And I was actually had a lot of self-control and just ordered. They have an intro game that's $20, which is pretty amazing. It's a pretty good price. And they also have cards. I did not need to order them, but I didn't have that much restraint. I almost bought another game too. Like I better buy this game too, but they're all over $100. So they're like 109 to 140, I think, is a new one.
Yeah, they're up there. They're a penny.
So they do cost a lot. It appears you get a lot of game in each box, so you're probably going to get your money's worth. And it's also a small print run and a small press, so you usually pay more for that. And apparently, so anyway, so there's some really good unboxings of this. We'll kind of do a fairly quick one here. Anyway, so I got a box to open, so that's cool. So we'll talk about those in just a minute. And you do have to print stuff off from the website. So that's what some of that paper was there. And then there was an ad for, and this game is actually, this is the one that's 140. So it makes me wonder if these is going to be new pricing based on, new pricing and stuff, but just because of supplies. Anyway, this one's coming out soon, and it's kind of a nice ad for the game. This will be the box art and just the kind of information about the battles. And this is in France, Mormont, Montreux, Arcy-sur, and La Fière Champion. I'm butchering that, I'm sure. But so this 140, but it's 10. Well, how much is it now? I think it's 109 now because it's 30% off or something. I'm getting the numbers wrong. I think it's 90 something. Anyway, so that's pre-order. A little advertising there. And there's the box. Let's move that. So I've been thinking about Napoleonic games because it's like, I don't know, it's interesting. I'm not going to do it in miniature. Forget that. I can barely get my green and brown World War II painted, so I'm definitely not going to be doing any. It'd be fun to play it if someone has the minis, which McMurray probably does. The guy probably has, because he's got every mini out there. But so I've been interested. Like I said, I've been interested. I remember watching the movie. Is it Waterloo or Napoleon? What's that movie called from the 70s with Schreiber?
Waterloo.
That was really good. That was very enjoyable. But I don't really know what's going on, and it's one of those things like I have no clue. So like all the battles and all that stuff, I'm like, I don't get it. I barely understand the time frame. I'm getting a better grasp, but there's some really good videos out there that kind of go over it's almost like some of the military history ones I've seen about World War II, where it's kind of illustrated with like, images like the troops moving here that really seem to illustrate his history, and they've gone through his whole history. So I started watching one when he just kind of was still an artillery officer. So interesting stuff. And then Jeff brought this up. So it's all kind of coming together into a perfect storm of buying something I don't need. So this is a what if battle. Apparently some things happened where it didn't happen ultimately, but it was kind of setting up to happen. So this is the one they chose. So this is actually out of, I think, one of the Lost Battles boxes. So like if I bought a Lost Battle box, right, I think this comes in. Is that right, Jeff, as far as you understood? I mean, like this particular scenario.
Yeah, that's hypothetical, but it was in whatever the French battles were.
Okay. So if you buy whatever box this comes in, you would get all this same stuff again. It's kind of where I'm getting at. But so it's a hypothetical battle, and just a plane back there, and it tells us all the stuff. Tells a little bit about the letter. Oh, and this is by Kevin Zucker, who Jeff, you know a little bit more about him, I think, right? So maybe you can fill it in.
Mr. Napoleon.
Yeah. So he's like the oh gosh, who's the guy that does all the bulge games kind of thing? Just like somebody Bruno. Yeah. All these guys that kind of know a particular area or section. So this thing talks about what you need to download, and I downloaded some of that, like the combat table, some of the combat tables, and some of the train charts and stuff, and things to download here. And sincerely, Kevin, he didn't sign it, so I'm pretty sad about that. I'm going to ask for my money back. So the series rules here. Nice color. It's good. I mean, the cool thing about Napoleonics, I think one reason people like it is kind of the color of the uniforms and all that, and the paintings of the Napoleonic era are really cool. I mean, it is kind of, there's something about them that, I mean, very cinematic. I guess I could zoom in a little bit here. Well, I'm going to leave it out there. So again, there's been some really good things. Unboxings, a good index, that's always very appreciated and even in a book. Oh, it's actually the table of contents, but it's such a small book that it works. So it's not an index, sorry. A great glossary here, boom. But the rules are 22 pages. That's pretty good. And it's a lot of people commented on this. It's a nice big font. It's probably 12 or something, but compared to some, maybe a little bigger. But anyway, nice color illustrations. Nice quality. And this is version 7.35. So I think that's the latest. I can go online and check, but
yeah, Rich says, and I agree, the Thursday Night Gamers channel has some great playthrough stuff on that.
Yeah, they stopped about 9 months ago making they did some video, but yeah, that channel is pretty amazing. Like they go through the whole like mini campaigns. Like it's pretty cool. That seems like a pretty cool group of guys there. playing that. So here's its one counter sheet. I would say kind of GMT equivalents.
And they're gorgeous.
Yeah, they really are quite nice, actually. Is that going to zoom in? I don't know.
If looks good. Yep.
Gorgeous. I mean, I got to say, so it's funny. I went on the OSG Facebook page and just kind of asked a question about the game, just trying to understand. Like, it's so funny. I'm a part of World War II groups where you get these questions, and when someone asks, like, well, what section, what battle do I start with? What do I look for? And then, we all come back with the kind of same kind of questions, like to narrow down their interests and stuff. And that same thing happened to me when I went on there and asked kind of a similar question. Well, what depends what you want, and blah blah blah. And so anyway, there's that. Okay, and then the maps. So they're Kibler maps. Who is the same guy that does which game? Great Campaigns
of the American Civil War.
So you'll be seeing some more Kibler art here soon. Oh, this is cool. So there's no edge on two of the sides because it probably is part of another map. I mean, look at that. Just even like looking on the camera like that, I'm like, this is like an old map, right? But yet it's very clear and understandable, and it's not a lot of clutter. Yeah, it's a really nice finish. It's very matte finish on this thing. I wonder if all the maps I assume this is probably the same work, but
the battle that you're fighting there, the big river there that diagonally comes down, the Prussians are they're sort of moving that direction to cross that river. And the intention was, they're spread out along the lighter river going across the map. And then their main force is trying to cross the river, the big river there to get out. And Napoleon's trying to cut them off.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, it looks like there's some maybe forts and stuff. Yeah, so just really cool. I'll hold this up a little bit and see if it focuses in.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Those maps are gorgeous.
That is pretty cool. So they're smaller counters. These are like
Napoleon Retreats. That's the name of the game box. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so these are small hexes, small counters, but they're pretty big print and very clear. It looks like some of that information might be, I don't know if it's matters in the game.
Kevin Schneider says, "Hey, pop those counters out and let's see some action."
Hey, easy. I don't know if I can learn them that fast, but maybe I can while Jeff's doing Under Richmond. But I want to see what's in there too. I've already seen an unboxing of it too. So, but this will be the place to get it. So pretty standard combat table. So Jeff, let's talk a little bit real quick. Why did you recommend this? Like what about it is
similar. Well, it's operational for one.
Okay.
Just like GC. Like I say, it's funny because when you look at the games, like if you laid out a GCACW game and then you laid one of those out, you would say, wow, these look kind of similar. And even though the rules don't line up the same, they still play kind of similar. So an operational Napoleonic game, and it's amazing with the maneuvering that Napoleon did through all of his campaigns is just amazing. And I think this game here, most Napoleonic games, you don't get that. I mean, what's some of the big ones? Empire in Arms and stuff like that. And I played an area or a point-to-point game, Napoleonic Wars, and I guess there's maneuvering in that, but you don't get the tactical or the strategy type stuff out of games like that you will playing this. So I honestly think that, because I know you like the GCAW game we played, I know you're going to like this. So, and I've not tried the cards yet, so that'll be a first for me.
So the thing, so obviously World War II is my thing. So I think the reason I like GCACW is that you get the history, you get the commanders, you get the names and the place, but you're not worried about, like, I don't really want to spend a lot of time getting the details like I would in an ASL, right? So I'm not going to GBACW. I owned a game for a second. I'm like, it's a little deeper than I want to go. And so that's why Napoleonics, one thing I think about the lock and load system and many other games, it's like, it's cool. And I know they're going to put out a great product, but it's a little too, I don't really care about that depth. I just kind of want to get the feel and learn. Like I said, I was going to do commands and colors, which is obviously very high level, right? And very abstracted. But I think I would have been fine because the history is good in that. I think they do the research, right? The scenarios are
yeah, super
abstract, but still.
I mean, this is this thing here, this is Zucker's forte. I mean, he's the god of the Napoleonic games, man.
This is a god. So you get French cards and coalition cards. I almost feel like you should say Napoleon cards because he kind of took over there. But so these are optional. You don't have to play with them, but they're like mode cards, march cards, game cards, fog of war, tactics. These are the universal decks. A few of the games come with very specific decks, but he's moving away from that. So that he can just eventually just print these, and then they tell you, take card 7, 8, and 10 out of it or whatever.
Yeah. Well, okay. So Rich sent me some cards, but I never did ask if those were the universal ones or not. And if not,
okay. So this says TLNB universal deck. So it's
good. Okay. And you got those where, from the OSG site?
Yeah.
How much were the cards?
15 each.
Okay. So $30 for both sets?
Yeah.
I may have to go ahead and do that.
Sorry, everybody. I'm kind of got it zoomed in. I mean,
you had it good. Then you started shaking. Nice.
So you can see that it costs you either gain or lose a victory point if you use them, or 0. So like spies bring news from enemy camp. The enemy player places all cards in his hand face down. You get to see 2 of these cards or any 3 enemy stacks at your choice. They do have a fog of war thing, which if I understand it correctly, you basically use those little wood holders that hold the counter. So, almost like Stratego.
Right.
So you can't see. So that's kind of a fun
way. Well,
way.
The Thursday Night Gamers, they have somewhere they're playing a campaign, and they've got the counters on the little wooden cradles.
Yeah. Hey, do you know what that word is, Jeff? Vedette? I bet one of our viewers knows.
Yeah, vedettes were like the cavalry in the Civil War used to send vedettes out.
So I understand that like
skirmishers for cavalry, small groups.
Yeah, wooden counter sleds, right? Mike, that's it. Yeah, they just talk about vedettes. Like you don't use it in this game because it's an intro game. So there's a bunch of cards. Looks like there are 50. Oh, I don't know how many cards.
Oh, so you bought the cards even though you don't use them in themes. So that tells me something.
Oh no, I'm not saying you don't use them in themes. You don't use vedettes and
okay.
All right, so there are 100 cards, so you get 50 in each deck. So almost a full. Feels thicker than a regular card deck. They're very nice quality. I mean, we'll see how much I played if I need to sleeve them. But anyway, so that is that. Yeah, I mean, so this is not on my calendar to play. It is not on my goals to play this. So I don't know if I will. I mean, it's going to take me a little bit to learn, but I'll get Jeff on a call, and he's done this. He'll hold my hand metaphorically and virtually, I bet, if I ask him nicely, and kind of walk me through. I'll read them, and then we can kind of walk through it together. I mean, so Jeff, this is the only thing you own of this, right? Or do you own more now?
No, Rich sent me 2 games, and E4 Airman also sent me 2.
What? All right. Hey, everyone watching, my address is 1191. 1191. Send me some OSG games. No, so it was recommended that the next one, if I do like it and buy one, I should just get the Waterloo one. I don't remember what the name of it is, but it's not Waterloo. It's called
Last Gamble. Napoleon's Last Gamble.
And I'm like, well, and I jokingly said to someone, "Is like, oh, is that oh, well, what did he call it?"
Nordic's playing that game right now, the Waterloo one.
Oh, he called it Napoleon's Last Gamble. I was like, oh, isn't that about the Battle of the Bulge? I'm not sure.
There's another one of those coming out with that name.
I'm not sure the person appreciated my joke. So anyway, that's that. I'm excited. I mean, it's really cool. I'm looking forward to trying it, but I'm tempted to try it right now, but I got a day games going with LBW Steve. I got play testing some Fighting Formations 29th. I'm got some stuff going on.
You do.
And hopefully GCACW, but I'm very low or high or whatever on that shipping list. So I don't think I'm going to be getting it for a month or 2. So I don't know if you should wait for me to.
Oh, you want me good? Well, we should just stop this right now and not.
Well,
okay. Well, good show tonight, guys. Everybody appreciate you.
Come on.
All right. So here's what we came. This is what we were going to do.
That's what we're here for.
All right. And we got it now. We're going to be looking for something specific in here as we go through this. So I've already, you know me, when I get one of these games, I'm into it long before we even do a video. I can't help it. I got to get in there and look whether it's punched or not. But I didn't touch this one. Okay.
I'm surprised it's not punched yet.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah. And clipped already, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Look at that big old 3-inch box, you know? And
wait,
you know,
are there any other game of these games that are 3-inch boxes? I don't think there are.
no, I think Roads to Gettysburg 2 is a 2.5-inch or a 2-inch. I don't have.
Yeah, I'm looking at all of them right now. And
oh, you got them. Yeah. What's RTG 2?
yeah, it's probably 2. Dang,
Okay.
dude. Wow.
So 3-inch box, nice little picture of. Now there's Richmond, folks. If you go that way, you'll come to my house.
Is your house on the map?
Not on this one.
But is it on one of the maps in this
I
game?
don't know. I haven't looked yet. So this box titled On to Richmond 2, The Union Strike South. Okay. They've dropped 3 games into this, 2 of which all of us that have collected these know of, and then they added the Petersburg campaign. So you get On to Richmond, you get Grant Takes Command, and then you have the Petersburg campaign, I'm going to be really, really interested in that because you got to figure the Army of Northern Virginia was pretty much a shambles, about that time. And I'm just wondering how playing a game where it's obvious you're going to have a bunch of fortresses and breastworks and stuff and entrenchments around Richmond and Petersburg during that campaign. I'm just curious of what that's going to be like. But this thing comes with your series rulebook, which, like I said, I haven't looked at any of it. You got 3 separate specific rule booklets for each of the 3 campaigns. You got 4 poster-sized full-color maps in this thing. I'm West Virginia stacking. I'm just in the Eastern Panhandle, just about an hour west of Washington, D.C.
Nice.
You've got 5 280-piece counter sheets, 1 2-sided 11x14 color off-map display and charts card, 1 terrain chart, 2 full-color force displays, which you got to love that system. 2 4-page full-color charts and tables cards, and 2 6-sided dice. So let's get the plastic off of this puppy, okay? I don't need to read all that stuff. Y'all are going to want to read that when you get to it. I just want to go through and let's see what's in there. Yeah, get some of them comments while I peel this cardboard off here.
Oh, that's funny. Camp Sawyer, yeah, 3 games equals 1 inch per game, correct? Brian says,
that's one of the most attractive features right there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Volume 13.
Woo.
That don't mean it's unlucky. Oh, believe me, Nord, I wanted to, buddy. I wanted to. All right, so let's pull away here, and and I'm not going to be zooming my camera all over the place. So,
no, it's hard.
Get your typical card On to Richmond. Great campaigns in Civil War. How much they're dedicated to this, and again, what's in the box and where they're located at, which they're only about an hour and 15 minutes away from me. I don't know why I just don't drive over there and beg for a copy of every game they have. Oh,
baby,
that just feels so good.
So is this the new? No, Petersburg is the new one. Okay. Oh, look at that picture.
Yeah. So this is.
Look at that painting. That is cool.
Oh, I know. And this is the early part. So this is like with the set. Oh, there's the dice. Let me get those out of the way. So this is like this is going to have the 7 days stuff in it. This is April to July of 1862 On to Richmond. And I mean, okay, so I'm going to assume, because this is one of those rule sets that they've been so good about, that is you're going to have your basic and then your advanced game. Now, I've not played an advanced game yet because fortunately this game series is so well designed that you can get just a massive amount of historical representation using the basic rules. You don't have to do all that other stuff, but if you want to, which one day I'm going to get in there. But okay, so
thanks for jumping on, Artie.
Thanks, Artie. Gary, good to see you, brother. I almost boo-booed and started this before your show was done. Sorry, man.
I kept him from it. It's me. I did good.
63 pages in this thing here. They got a lot of stuff in the back about the time frame, what's happening between certain dates. And then, of course, their scenario. I love their setup sections for the scenarios. Tells you the unit, tells you what size it is a command, what type it is, and how much manpower, and then where it's at. And of course, in their rule books, you get your basic scenarios, and then you go to your advanced section, and then at the end of your advanced rule section, you get your advanced scenarios. And like I said, I want to try that. All right, so that's on to Richmond. That's 63 pages on that one. Okay,
That's a really cool picture.
Oh, I know, isn't it though? I guess that's the I can't read the river name on there. Chickahominy.
Is that
So,
Rich?
yeah,
Is that Richmond? Is that Richmond in the picture?
I don't know. So this, well, let's see. So this would have been when McClellan was on the peninsula, and Lee took over and just bamboozled him.
Camp, I don't think they've changed the font size. I don't know about that. He asked if they've increased the font size in the books. I don't think.
No, it looks about the same as all the other ones.
Okay. Yeah.
We got one counter sheet here for On to Richmond 2.
Oh, is that all that's in the box? That's pretty good for a 3-inch box.
47 rule booklets and one counter sheet. We'll come back to that in a second. All right. One of the standard terrain charts, which they're okay. So here's the one thing. A lot of games do this right and a lot of games don't do this right, is I can see those.
Yeah.
And when I look at the map, they're not quite as big, but I can tell. I can see those and I can tell. So terrain effects chart on one side, and of course they tell you what it is. They tell you the movement point cost and in rain, and then they have little notes. And those are the notes they usually put in there are something that's odd that you need to account for. So yeah, camp, I don't think they have, brother. And then it continues over on the back. Even throwing some zone of control rules right there.
Hey, it's all out of focus here.
I got autofocus on. Don't do this to me.
Come on now. Focus on those beautiful. There.
Wow.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I think I got autofocus on.
Yeah, you're good. It focused on you now.
All right. Other map features like redoubts, unfinished railroads, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. I think you get 2 of those. We got one map.
Agreed, Artie. Yeah, Mike, it's a little weird. This is the first time we've tried this.
Another counter sheet. Oh, we're up to 2, Todd. And I love their combat charts because I think they lay them out nicely. So this is a bifold?
Yeah.
Retreat. There's another thing too. How many times have you ever to go back in almost every other game you play? You got to go back into the rule booklet to look under retreat or advance after combat, that kind of stuff. Well, they give you a process for retreating out of combat, and you can't beat that. I don't have to go to the rule book. I can see it. They give you the priorities. They tell you who can do what, which way they can go, and what it costs, or what punishment they're gonna receive for it. All right. Here's something I don't recognize. Confederate losses on that chart. Oh, you can't see that. Sorry. A Confederate loss chart. I'll have to figure out what that is. That's new.
Oh, that's interesting.
Sequence of play for the advanced game. All right. Random events. Random events is a new thing to me coming back into gaming. I think it's awesome. It really is. Movement summary, extended march table. I mean, everything is there. Once you've read the rules and you've grasped how this game system works, you can almost do everything right off of these cards. So, and then a combat chart there on the front. Now the map, we'll come back to those in a minute. Hey, guess what? Another counter sheet. Come back to that. Another charts and tables. All right, here we go. Jesus criminy. The Petersburg. Now that, okay, I'm going to say that's Petersburg, but I remember somebody talking about this painting, how formal the Confederates uniforms looked in this.
Yeah.
Little too formal. But the Petersburg campaign from June of 64 to April of 65. And again, once again, it's going to have the basic. Well, no, actually, it's just scenario book. Oh my God. If this is just the scenarios.
So this is, yeah.
Oh, Jesus criminy.
Is there any, what's on that back credits there?
Oh, no, we'll come back around to that.
Okay, I was just curious.
We're saving that for later.
Okay.
Okay, but anyhow, so how many pages is this puppy?
I mean, so this is the new one. This is the edition.
This is the Petersburg campaign. This is also 63 pages.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So
you got is this the latest? I'm assuming 1.5. I think I was playing with 1.4.
I think
so.
It's got to be the latest. I mean,
yeah. Well, yeah, in the box, obviously. So okay, so look, guys. So there's a campaign book for Petersburg, 63 pages. All right, and here's your rules. 23 pages.
There's okay. So here's something real quick. Meandering Mike, no, Hasbro does not own MMP. MMP has bought the rights to print some games from them, like ASL. Yeah, like, so this is why this game system is amazing, and probably everyone watching already knows this, but like, I was just blown away by, first of all, yeah, there's that basic game.
Right.
And how many scenarios are in there, and the way the game flow works. I'm gonna have to play it again. It's been a long time. It's very replayable, like because of the initiative and all that stuff. And also all the rules, it can be overwhelming, but all the rules for like the Petersburg campaign are very different than the one for Grant Takes Command or whatever, that I'm going to not get it right. Or like Hood Strikes North, right? The special rules are going to be different because they really tailor it to that particular engagement. And I'm like,
right.
You really don't have to own any other games, honestly. I mean,
no, you're right. You don't. And
this is what Patrick Pence. I mean, that's how he's able to. I mean, that's what the majority of his channel is.
He's a master of this system, that and Combat Commander. But I mean, come on, 23 pages of rules. This is nice. It's the semi-gloss paper, not super glossy. And of course, you can download the rules, which I'm going to do because I like to highlight stuff anyhow. So, but you can't. What is it? Okay, so wait a minute. Where's the basic? And I like how they go through the procedures for a combat, the procedures, for your action cycle and move and stuff like that. And the basic rules, I mean, they're 13, 14 pages of basic rules. And then you advanced pages are the other 8, 9, or 10 or whatever, something like that.
Is it only 13 for basic?
Well, it's somewhere. It's a minimal number. It's not real heavy. Well, I mean, I take it back. The advanced rules aren't really, really drastic. So they just add some things in there. But man, I love this game. The fact that I haven't played it. Matter of fact, I think this is okay. So this book is just the standard basic rules.
Yeah, because the advanced rules are in each campaign book.
Exactly right. All right. So that's 23 pages for that. Here's your force display cards, which are a great thing in this system. The other one that I like that in is the Army of the Heartland.
So they do that because your stacks can get quite large, right?
Yeah, they can. Right, exactly. All right, some more counter sheets. All right, bunch of Confederate counters there. Another book, Grant Takes Command, the Overland Campaign. So this would have the wilderness and all those wonderful Culpeper, Spotsylvania, Culpeper. It would have all that stuff in it. Now let's see how many pages this one is. This one, for some reason, feels thicker. 72 pages, counting the back cover.
Wow.
Good Lord. I'm not going to flip through all this stuff. So
this and like Napoleon, I don't know the Civil War. So again, if Jeff's sitting there going, oh, that campaign, oh, this is that and that battle. I can do that in World War II. Well, not East Front, but I can do that in World War II. But here I'm like, I don't know. When was Gettysburg? I mean, I don't even understand. I understand but it's cool that it takes over. I think what would be interesting in this game is how the armies are going to play different in this one box. Because you said 1862 and 64. What was the other one? I mean,
well, yeah. Well, you figure when Grant took over in 1864, and then that carried out into Richmond, Petersburg. So, 2 of these 3 are just one's following the other. But the first one, and granted, that's going to be interesting to play some of those. But I think I'm more interested in the 1862 Peninsula campaign stuff. That's what's really going to get me. Map number 3. All right, well, we'll bust one of those open here in a minute. And informational counters. It's not.
Thanks, Nordic.
It's not heavily overloaded. That's what 1, 2, 3. That's 4 counter sheets. 5 counter sheets for 3 different games. Now, this is something I've never used. And I had these in the Tennessee one. The off-map theater display. So there's the maps. Let's see. I don't think that my living area is going to be on this one. At least I don't see it. So I would be, wherever y'all find Harper's Ferry, I'm to the left and up above Harper's Ferry, just a hop, skip, and a jump. I can drive to Harper's Ferry in 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I mean, there's 4 maps. I thought they said there was only 3. I got extra map. All right, and then there's the Confederate display chart. All right, so let me get that stuff. Look at that turn record track. From May 4th of 64 all the way through to June 12th of 65.
Wow.
No, take that back. No, that's just May to June of the same year. Huh. Oh, that's for Grant Takes Command. That's why. Okay. All right. All right. So let's get this stuff out of the way. And we'll take a look at let me take a look at a couple counters here. Man, I was so pumped to get this thing. Get this out of the way. Look at some counters here real quick. All right. See who we got on there. I'm curious as to the Confederate commanders, which I don't think. I mean, these things are gorgeous. And I'm not seeing just in general here that they got anything askewed, at least in this batch. So that's pretty cool. But I'm trying to think here. Let's see. Well, okay, so for the crowd, what general should be missing? What general should be present in 1862 that's not present in 64 and 65?
Your mom.
And your mom.
Sorry, everybody. I can't answer that question.
It had to come out.
Leaving it to the crowd there. Come on, but I know someone knows this.
What's funny is I'm not seeing him on here at period.
Oh, that's weird.
Stonewall. There you go, buddy.
Nordic winds.
Absolutely nothing. He is not in here. He is not in the leader list at all.
So why would that be, do you think?
Well, because he came down. They pulled him out of the valley when Lee took over to drive McClellan out of the peninsula.
Okay.
And he isn't. Let's see if he's on the back of one of these. No, sir. He is not in. He's not in this counter list at all. I don't see him on the secondary sheet for the Confederates.
You could probably send that back.
Where's Jackson?
I'm going to Jackson.
Dwayne, where are you at, brother? I live in Falling Waters, West Virginia, just above Martinsburg. Oh, sorry. Found him.
Stacking Limit says he was a divisional commander in 62.
Yeah. This is the one campaign in 62 where people give a lot of beef to Jackson's slowness. But there he is, right next to Johnston, and they're in the first mix, second counter in. So, okay, so apparently this counter sheet is going to be obviously the ones from 1862. This is overflow for 1864 down here. So yeah, so this stuff is all 1862, and then the stuff below the dotted lines is for the laters. And of course, your strength markers and all your force counters, stuff like that, those are inherent to all of them. So, God, this stuff, you got to smell the cardboard. Well, they got old Mac. Mac's got a rating of 4. Wow, Porter has a 5. Franklin has a 5. Mother of pearl. Where's the other ones at? And then, of course, you get over here where Grant has a 5. Hancock with a 7. Good God Almighty. And Sheridan with a 6. I like Phil Sheridan. All right, so there's your counters. There's 5 sheets there. One of them is information. All right, let's get that out of the way. Let's take a look at one of these maps. Let's see. It's a good one here to look at. This one here. Let's look at this one here. Hagerstown. Oh, hell yeah, Dwayne. You are, yeah. We throw rocks at each other, man. Dwayne, are you going up to Gettysburg in July for the GBACW and GCACW get together? All right, so this is, I played a lot of golf down here in Culpeper, but here's Spotsylvania. There's the wilderness. So, you got Chancellorsville and all that other stuff attached to that. You got Fredericksburg sitting over here, okay, which, of course, that means D.C. is just straight ahead up yonder. Louisa County Courthouse. Where's Spotsylvania Courthouse? If you ever get a chance, like I say, if you ever get out here, we're going to go see some of this stuff, and you can see the tree right at the point of the salient of the Confederate line that's just loaded. Well, I haven't been there in a long time, but just loaded with holes. So, Salem Church, that would put, there's Catherine Furnace where Jackson made his flanking march. There's Chancellorsville. This doesn't, you see this picture of all these woods here. Doesn't quite give you the image of what that area is like, but that shit is impossible to walk through.
Oh, yeah.
Impossible. There's the Potomac or the Potomac River. However you want to pronounce it, your choice. All right, let's get that map. I want to see if I can see something else that's familiar to me. What do we got here? This might be even more south. This probably have Petersburg and Richmond on it, I'm assuming. Let's see. No, this is out in the sticks. Hanover Junction. This is out in the boonies. Goochland. Yeah, this is even below Louisa County. It's even farther to the south and west. I came up from that area, but I'm trying to find out if there's something on here. I know that all the valley ones, all the Jackson maps in the valley and stuff like that, that has where I live in it. All right, Williamsburg, Henrico County, Charles City County, York County, Gloucester County, James City. There's the James River. Look how big that monstrosity is.
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah, you're not. So I'm going to have to assume that there's probably some freaking gunboats in this game, I would think. Let's see.
What is that? What's that track on the bottom of that map?
Oh yeah. So that's a turn record track, and this looks like
it's Christmas.
April 5th begins scenario 1. Doesn't have a year on it, and this goes through April, May, Jesus Christ, June, and then into July, all in 1 year. But this is an interesting looking chart down here. Oh, whether Jackson's in the valley winning, I guess you have some side effects of what's happening in the valley that might affect this here. Yeah, it does. I don't know if it has, since this is not a battle-based system, I doubt it has the Chancellorsville, the campaign from Chancellorsville, because I think Roads to Gettysburg 2 will have the Chancellorsville because that was in May of 1863. Fredericksburg was in December of 62, I think. So it's probably not going to be part of this system because I think the 62 in here was in the summer months. The Wilderness, yeah, that'll be part of this and part of the Grant Takes Command. But yeah, these are different. These you can't see them. I'm sorry. My bad.
Come on.
These charts down here at the bottom, like flow charts of stuff.
Oh, wow. What the heck?
Jackson, the Valley, South Carolina, North Carolina, Richmond, Rappahannock, there's Fredericksburg right there. Baltimore, D.C., Union Command, Point Track, Fort Monroe, Norfolk, the Atlantic Coast, which would be Burnside.
Is that normal for these games? I don't remember seeing anything.
No, this is different for me. This is different.
Okay, so a couple questions here real quick. Nordic says only courthouse I've been to is Monmouth Courthouse. Did an AIW reenactment on the battlefield. That's cool. Nordic, does that game include Chancellorsville and Fredericksburg?
No.
Oh, and Camp says no Chancellorsburg or Fredericksburg sometime in future. Okay. Stack limit, yes, December of 62 for Fredericksburg. McDowell is on that map. Is he in the game?
Did not look. McDowell would have been. So let's see. So the second Bull Run was in August of 62. Yes, McDowell is. He's a 3-4 rated leader. So yes, he is in that one. These maps, though, man, they're so gorgeous. And it's funny because you look at these things and you see all the roads. Almost every hex, majority have a road of some kind in it.
Yep.
So it makes you think that you're just going to move all over the place nice and easy. And it's just not like that.
It's not like that at all.
No. And you've got to be, if you want to zock somebody, I mean, if you're sitting in this hex right here, which has a road running from northwest to the south, and somebody's moving down this road, you can't stop them. But if they get into that hex right there and you're sitting in that hex on the road, you can. But if they're in this hex, you don't stop them because there's no connection to it, which is really, really, really cool. Mark, buddy, looking forward to be seeing you in about a month. All right, so let me get this. I want to see what this last map is to see if we get any closer because we haven't even seen Richmond yet or Petersburg for that matter. So it's got to be on this.
How many maps are in here?
4. I thought I said 3. This one's got charts all over it too. Good Lord, have mercy. We might have a lot to learn for this one, Todd. Well, I guess maybe we did see Richmond. No, there's Richmond. Okay, all right, hold on. There's Richmondi. We must have skipped over to Petersburg. All right, so here's Richmond over here. Petersburg will be below it. The Wilderness and everything will be up in that way. Rappahannock River over here. And yeah, okay, so in Lee forever, while they were in Virginia, obviously it was protect Richmond, okay? and protect Petersburg because of the rail lines coming from the south and coming from the west, their supply lines. And then you've got these rivers where, you always hear the stories about up until Grant, all the Union commanders, they would fail in their attack or think they had failed in their attack against the Army of Northern Virginia, and they would always withdraw back across one of these rivers. So all of these rivers were, that was Lee's mobile defense network, was all these rivers, in order to keep the Yanks out of taking the capital in Richmond and taking Petersburg and those, like I say, those rail lines and stuff. And Lee used them very wisely. I can't think of how many. Just think of the accounts of him moving to cut off Grant when Grant decided to pull out east and turn south every time they engaged. And many, like Wilderness is a prime example where they talk about, people write in their books where the Union troops were so accustomed to other generals saying, "Oh, let's pull back across this river," and Grant said at an intersection, "No, we're turning south." And the hurrahs went up for him for making that choice, because by that time in 64, beginning 65, the Yanks had learned how to fight really well. And I think they were tired of this game of backing off. Let's get this thing done. Let's take Richmond and let's destroy the Army in Northern Virginia, get it over with. And of course, Grant was the right one to do that with at a heavy cost, but he did it. So, but these maps, man, and these are kind of a satiny semi-gloss too. So, and they're just, Kibler, you can't. The guy ever made a bad map?
One time.
There you go, guys. That's on to Richmond too. I got it. It's here. Now we got to figure out, because I'm sure eventually when Todd gets his, he and I will go round and round about that. And I got a feeling he and I may try that on Vassal. And we know that the Vassal mod already exists because Patrick's been playing it. So we will have to dig for that one there. Y'all's comments. Who else? So everybody out there who's ordered.
Hey, hold on.
Type in there a big I if you got this thing on pre-order or it's been shipped, or you are getting it.
Hey, what are you putting that book away for?
I'm so sorry. You are exactly right. Now, which one was it? You were Oh
well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It was Petersburg.
You were doing the Petersburg one. Okay. All right. That was a good one for you to do. Let's pull that out.
I just did the basic stuff. Well, what we're getting at is I proofed the basic rules and scenarios and Vassal setup for the basic game in Petersburg.
Let's take a sneaky peeky. I'm sure it would be.
But I don't know if I never.
Would it be in the beginning of this?
I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not in there. So I'm kind
of. I don't know exactly where. Well, they got play testers. No play testers.
Wah wah. All right.
They didn't even list the guys that proofed it.
Dang.
That's a crying shame. Because you spent a lot of good.
You did spend a lot of time on it. Oh well.
Well, I'm wondering maybe if it's spread out somewhere else in here. I'll have to dig through this later and see, because that's kind of a disappointment, dude. Because how long did you read that thing for?
It's a little while.
Yeah, you did. Matter of fact, you were annoying the hell out of me because we weren't doing nothing. So, Mr. Reed, let's just see. Maybe it's somewhere else, Todd. Todd here, like I said, he proofread a lot of this stuff, and
Brian says it's in there. GCACW Rulebook 1.5.
So it's in the rule book for the regular game.
Oh, that's surprising.
Let's see. That would be the best place to put it. Every game will have it. All right, it's not on that page. Here we go. Ooh. Let's see. Not there.
Hey, if I've got the whole map pulled up on Vassal, if you want to share my screen.
Where's it at, Brian? What page is it on?
While you're looking, hey Jeff, you want to share my screen?
Oh yeah. Damn it, my mouse is up here. You want the? I got to add you in first, don't I? You want that one?
Yep. So there's the whole map. All of them put together. in Basel. Pretty impressive. So 4 maps.
Oh, I mean, so okay. Where'd you get that from? Oh, that was where you were doing your test setup and everything.
Yeah, this is all of the maps though. So we had all the maps, even though I was just proofing his like little section here. But
right,
pretty cool though.
Well, I want to know where this is because I'm gonna.
Those rivers are impressive.
See, I don't have my copy of it, but I saw someone's photo earlier.
Oh, that's funny. Brian just saw a picture of it on somewhere else. That's cool.
Defined in one of the books, and I thought it was somewhere in the 1.5 book.
Right, I'm back.
Well, I don't see.
Cool. Hey, man, that's oh boy. That's a pretty impressive deal there.
Yes, sir. See, now I'm going to spend all night looking through these things trying to find it.
You're welcome, Kevin. It's our pleasure. It's fun to open these things and share it with you guys. So,
Brian, I heard rumor that they are already working on Vicksburg.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Anyhow, okay. Naturally, I could have said, "Give me a naval eye." So,
that's funny. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Clark's got his. Brian doesn't have. Wait, Brian already marked. Yeah, Brian. So Brian did some proofing as well. So that's cool.
All right, well, when you find it, Brian, you need to send one of us a message so we can locate that thing because I want to see it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, found it.
Woohoo!
Woo! Hold on.
That's a long list. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I found the section. Let's see. Where are we? Come on. Where is it? I see Brian Jarvis.
I bet Brian.
I see Todd Reed.
Brian
you're never going to see that, but
it's Brian, and I'll sign your book for you for $50 bucks.
Right.
It's not focusing. It's fine.
Who cares? It says Todd Reed right there.
All right. I think I said. Oh, there it is. It's just focusing on those lovely soft hands of yours.
Todd Reed. I know him.
In an ACW game. Who would have guessed?
He is Hey, we made it. Oh, wait, you made it.
Yeah. You look at you riding my coattails. Get off there.
I hope everybody gets their game soon. I really do. And especially Todd, I hope he gets his soon because I know what's going to happen. We're going to have to get up on this and start,
So you need to
start
looking at the scenarios, Jeff, and to figure out which one we're going to play.
Yeah, we'll have to start digging through that. Well, you still got all the rules too, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know if I have 1.5. I'll have to look.
No, nor not, because I'm back to work this week. But I'll tell you this. I finished punching. Todd sent me SPI's Atlantic Wall. I finished it.
Because he's a sweet guy.
Yeah, he is. What a guy. And I had the Vietnam, the remake of Victory Games Vietnam by GMT. That'll be punched before or after my evening nap. Or no, I got to play golf tomorrow night. So sometime tomorrow night, that'll be done if I don't go out and do it tonight. And then this one will be next. Rich has already got the counters I haven't looked close enough, but I think he's already got them clipped. I know they're already punched out of these games. So, well, not all of them, but this Fallen Eagles one is. So I got those two. Yeah, I told Todd I said, I haven't felt like a gamer in the last couple of months because I haven't had a game to punch and clip, or at least clip. So now I got another monster to mess with. Another 5. What's that? That's over 1,000. Was that 1,200 some counters? So
how will you store those?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Let's see how much room. It's a 3-inch. Oh yeah, easily. I got a feeling this box here. I think this box here, once the counter sheets are out, this can hold 3 GMT trays if they fit in these boxes. Because didn't MMP change? Because you couldn't put the GMT tray boxes in the original Avalon Hill versions of these games. That's why I had to use my Walmart trays.
Oh,
This looks like, well, I got one right here. Hold on.
This moment of silence brought to you by Richmond 2.
Yeah, I got to order a bunch of these too. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so I guarantee you 3 of these will go in there, especially once the counters are out of the sleeves.
Yep.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Very cool.
All right, guys, there you got it. There's on to Richmond 2. Anybody got any last questions they want to fire at us? Or
thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate that. Did anybody go over to, hey, before we go off of live, somebody go over to Todd's channel on YouTube and tell us if it's
it's there. Meandering Mike was there, Jarvis was there, Brian was there.
Okay.
A couple other people, yeah. So it was there. I turned it on, it was there.
All right, good deal. So we know that works.
That's cool. Yep.
Double billing.
Yep. I mean, awesome. Yeah, the thing is though, well, it looks like Meandering Mike might be on your channel now.
Oh, I want to ask Sawyer, Camp, what do you got? Camp, what are you fixing to do next? I do want to know that. Go watch Mike's playthrough of the Napoleon's Last Battles. He's playing the Quatre Bas scenario, and he does a rules explanation of it before he plays it. And then he's playing it. I've been watching that. But Camp's big. He's big into Civil War stuff. He tackles a lot of that Civil War stuff. So you guys that have checked his channel out, make sure y'all get over to Camp Sawyer and check his stuff out. He's really good at the Brigade series, Berg's Brigade series. Dave says he's on your channel watching it. So
yeah, I think some people went to your channel because they couldn't see all the comments. So
okay. All right, second Winchester coming up good. I played that one. That's a good one. You'll like that. I will tell you this: you need to get the Confederate cavalry on the flanks just to force the Union to deploy. Because I'll guarantee you'll see that right away. So, all right, we're going to call it late. I'm going to go out here and either clip a couple more counters, or I'm just going to go ahead and pass out and hit that golf ball tomorrow. And God, this thing, see, if I put this thing out somewhere where I can see it all the time, it's going to be like a temptation.
Yep. And
I need to wait.
The Last Temptation of Hexy.
Oh, God. I can see the movie now. All right, gang, we're going to kill this. Thanks, everybody, for showing up.
Thanks, all. Appreciate y'all. Thanks.
Bye.